Hello everybody, welcome back to the latest episode of Dogcast. Today we've got dual rugby code player, Chev Walker, former Leeds, Bradford, KR. Is that right? Is that all your rugby league clubs? And then Bath in rugby union.
Don't forget Hunslet Warriors.
Hunslet Warriors, sorry mate. Done my homework, can I? How are we doing, mate? How's isolation looking for you? And you obviously you've got a young family. How's it been looking for you?
Yeah, really good, mate. It's been weird. The fact that I never really thought I was neglecting what home life was about. I've been so committed to my new job and coaching and bits and bats. But yeah, actually being home, I just feel dead relaxed, which is it's crazy. It's like I don't get stressed generally, but when we've had that conversation before, Doug, haven't we, about when you look back on stuff. You might have seen stress at that time, but yeah, I just it's really surreal. Just being able to get up with the kids and actually reconnect with my wife. So I saw it as being a positive.
So far it's been positive for me, mate. I'm just waiting for the novelty to wear off, but we're still flying. I gave you a call yesterday and mentioned that I wanted you to come on Dogcast, and there was no reply, and I got a text. Sorry, mate, I'm doing the homeschooling. So
yeah, exactly. Well, you got to keep that up, haven't you? It's like they might not ever become rugby players, so I've got to put some time and effort to their education. So,
how do you go with that, mate? Is it pretty easy for you, or do you struggle with it?
No, yeah, it's pretty easy. Maths, your eldest, his maths is unbelievable. Yeah. So me and my missus have been on calculator quite a bit. Yeah. So I'm not just the only numbnuts in the house. There's a 5-year-old that don't get the maths, and me and his mum. But yeah, when we're trying to market, so it's been great. It's been good.
Yeah. When I've been doing these, I've come up with some questions to do for most people, and yours just basically follows your career, and we'll go through your career and let you talk about it at certain times, what was going on, and then we'll try and tie it back to the situation that we're in now, really. So you was the youngest ever debutant for Leeds in this modern era, 16-year-old. Obviously, you are a Leeds lad, aren't you?
Yeah, Leeds.
Yeah. Yes. So, what did that mean for you? And at the time,
it was massive for me. I'd ball boyed. I'd come through all the ranks and everything, and done all the schoolboy stuff. And I was the last one to sign. Obviously, I'm in the same era as Rob and Danny. Yeah. They all signed. Kev signed at 11. Rob and Danny signed at 12, 13. And I was desperate, really desperate to sign for Leeds. And for whatever reason, it was just, I was a freak of a child, like massive man-child. And the Leeds scouting system just thought I was just going to be another big kid that would make it. Yeah. So I was desperate to sign for Leeds, and then it didn't happen. I actually signed for Bradford first. I agreed to go to Bradford. And then Dean Bell came to watch us in 1998, so that made me 15. Yeah. And says, "Oh, look, we've got to sign him, have we?" And he's like, "No, he's got to Bradford." So we revoked from the contract. Told Bradford that we'd be going, and I would come to Leeds, which were for me, it was just about getting my foot in the door. Yeah. Dean Bell was the coach at the time. He dropped back from first team to academy, and he always used to have this thing about being the tracksuit brigade. And I was like, nah, I've got my foot in the door here. I'm going to have a crack at making it. It's all I ever wanted to do. And there's other reasons why I wanted to make it rugby. Yeah. Every bloke in my family had always been in prison. So throughout growing up, everyone had always been in prison, which we'll get there, won't we, in the end?
We'll get to that at some point. So obviously, you're saying it didn't look like it was going to happen at one point, and then it must have happened. If you debuted at 16-year-old, it must have happened. And then I think you played for England, didn't you, in the World Cup at 18?
Yeah.
So it must have happened so fast for you.
Yeah. Within the space of say 18 months, I was making my debut for England, playing against Wendell Sailor. Again, another hero of mine. So everything seemed to just go really, really quick. Yeah. But yeah, from ball, I just dreamt of playing for Leeds. Yeah. And Mum had always told me, get your foot in the door, give yourself a chance, compete at everything, work hard, and the rest will look after itself.
Yeah.
And that were it. It was just like I got in there, and within space of a 6 months of being at the club, I ended up playing first team. And
so obviously we all know you now. You're pretty chilled out, and like I say, you don't really get stressed and stuff like that. What was Chev at 16? Well, more probably at 18 when you debuted and played in that World Cup. Say after the World Cup, what was your personality like then? What was you pretty similar to what you are now, or not? Obviously, because that's a massive change to go through at 16, 17, 18-year-old. Sorry, mate.
Nah, not at all. Like I love playing. Like loved it. Loved training. Just loved the game. I know you've touched on it a bit over your last little bits about being grateful about what things give you and what opportunities you get. I like I say, every bloke in my family had always been in some sort of trouble, so I used rugby as an avenue to not get in trouble.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm on the right track here. Like I'm going where I want to go, and I'm staying away from everything that I don't want to be involved in. So I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed the journey. It was like, I mean, mum, again, always referring back to my mum, but mum gave me a bit of advice. It was like, I never got nervous. So mum always used to say to me, if your coach picks you, it means you're good enough. Like, just go and enjoy it. And it always stuck with me. And from that point on, it was just like, if my coach picks me, I was just going to get out there and go play for him. And
that's probably the biggest battle is in yourself, and that doubt in yourself. To not have that, that's probably the biggest battle to get rid of anyway. To go out there and play free. Yeah. Be able to do what you can do. That's probably the biggest battle to deal with as a professional athlete.
Yeah, I never really used to, I never overthought it. It was just like, always go with the flow of it. It was like, well, things just happen for a reason. And that's how I always live my life. It's like, things just happen.
Yeah.
Or you put yourself in a situation and you get the most out of it. So there's two ways of looking at it. But
like you've touched on now, obviously the stint in prison that you did.
Yeah.
And I was pretty excited when I spoke to Phil about who I'd get on next. I spoke about you and getting you on, and I was excited because I didn't really know much about this. I was probably too young.
Yeah.
And then the more I thought about what we could ask about it, and it was we could probably relate it to what's going on at the moment, really, is the isolation of being in prison and stuff like that. First of all, do you want to talk about, you've already spoke about a lot of your family had been to prison.
Yeah.
So do you want to talk about the incident that happened and then your feelings on that, going to prison, obviously what anyone would normally feel, but you're going to be different because it was somewhere you didn't want to go because you've just already spoke about the fact that a lot of your family had done that and that was the path that you didn't want to go down.
Yeah.
Speak about that.
Yeah, of course, without a doubt. So I was only like 20. 20, probably just started to reach some peak. I was playing regular for Leeds, starting to make a name for myself, which that's one thing that I didn't really enjoy. Which I didn't enjoy the you've made it and you're going to do it. But yeah, so I got to a point, and we'd played a game, and we'd been out and been out in Leeds like everyone did back then. Like it was the thing, the done thing. Everybody went out after a game. You had a few beers, and you did what you did. And we'd had a good night. Everybody was in the thing. I was in a taxi with Willie Poachin, actually. I was going home, and as we got in the taxi, I've looked round, and we just started to drive around the corner. I've looked out, and I've seen a girl getting a bit of an hiding. So I went, me being me, I'm a carer. Like I care about things and injustice and stuff. So I thought, no, I can't just keep driving. So stop the car. So I jumped out, went to go see if the girl was all right. Next thing, like 3 or 4 lads have started coming at me and this and this. And it just escalated. Like there were rugby players everywhere on a Sunday night after everybody played on the Sunday. And people just started fighting against each other. And my best mate at the time, well, he's still my best mate, Dwayne, he came to help me. He ended up with his jaw broken. And it just all went mental. Like everybody was scattered everywhere. So we got into a bit of a ruckus and stuff. And then that were it. So Dwayne had gone to the hospital. And I went back down to LGI, which was in Leeds. Went there, and the police come and they says, "Oh, you're Chev Walker, aren't you?" So I says, "Yep." And there was like right, we need to arrest you. I was like, what do you mean? Like, I said, me and my best mate just had his jaw broken and and that were it. So we got arrested that night, got put into a cell down in Milgar for like 24 hours, and I'm thinking, holy shit, like I've missed rehab, like I phoned my mum, didn't have a change of clothes. I was like, I'm gonna get sacked. I'm gonna get straight away. Started thinking I'm gonna get sacked from rugby, and like
that was your first thought of rugby.
When all I thought about is just helping this girl, and it's just all escalated into this. And then one thing after another. So cutting it short, it went from being arrested that night on that Sunday night to being on bail for like 14 months, and we appeared at court every week. And
that was one thing I was going to speak about. You played in a Challenge Cup final, didn't you? Whilst you was away.
Yeah. So I was still on bail. I had all that looming over me, but again, like it didn't really feel real because I was still being able to do what I was doing. I know we're in a bit of bother, but I just thought morally I've done the right thing. I've looked after some girl that I don't expect anybody to do. Got into a bit of a ruckus, and it'll work out. Everything will be all right. It'll happen for like I keep saying, it'll happen for a reason. So we went through that process of every month going to court and so on. So and Gary was like, morally, you've done the right thing. Yeah. When the outcome comes, we don't know how we're going to deal with this. Like it's not a situation that we've ever been in before.
Yeah.
So I was just dead honest from the get go. Like told him exactly what had happened. Didn't try to deny what I'd done. Was really open about it, and I think that went in my favour, to be honest. So 14 months down the line, we went to court, and the judge just made an example of us. The Lee Bowyer Gate and all that lot had gone on. Jonathan Woodgate and Bowyer had gone on before, and then.
So when you were going to court, was you expecting at the time? Was you expecting anything?
No, I had no caution. I've never had a caution.
Yeah. So you thought you were just going to get a slap?
Never been in trouble. Like, never been in any kind of trouble. So I had everything going in my favour.
Yeah.
But the judge made a massive point of that I played I played for England and stuff as I should have been able to control the outcome of stuff, and I was sat there and I was thinking everything that I've tried to do right has just like gone right on top of me, and just folded me in. So I got a custodial sentence of 18 months.
Did you serve for 18 months?
No, I did 7.5 months.
7.5 months. Is that what you did?
Yeah, 7.5 months in jail.
And but when you get that, when you found out that, like you spoke about that, you knew morally you was in the right, and that was your thoughts and process, no matter what happened. Yeah. So then that moment where you found out that you're going to prison, and that was everything you'd always worked against. Really, you didn't want to go down that route. Was that still your process? Was it like, well, I'm moral. It doesn't matter what I shouldn't be here.
No,
was it disappointment?
It kind of flipped. So my mum was like, it's unjust and this and this. We're going to fight this and we're going to go get appeal and everything. I said, Mum, look, they can't send me to jail if I haven't done anything wrong.
Yeah.
So legally, I've done something wrong. I've got to put my hand up and just cop it.
Yeah.
Which, again, was always the case of how I was brought up, is that if you do something wrong, you put your hand up, you say sorry, you don't do it again. And that's how I dealt with it.
How old was you then, Chev?
I was 20. I turned 21 while I was in there.
You're still pretty mature way to deal with that, like at 20-year-old, to deal with that and just cop with what's going your way and stuff like that. The reason that I got pretty excited was obviously a lot of people, and I thought I'd struggle, and I've been pretty good so far because I've struggled in isolation before, like not where you have to stay in, but where I was just in isolation a lot, being in Leeds on my own, and I found myself struggling. So I knew how to deal with it. Do you reckon it's totally different now because being in prison and being stuck in your house with a family is totally different? But do you think that's prepared you? And I know you had some advice for all the boys. We got sent an email of some of the stuff that you did whilst in prison. Do you want to talk through some of that?
Yeah, of course, mate. I just think that, like, for me, every day-to-day life is so rushed. It's like you've either got to be somewhere or you've got to do something or you've got to do that and you've got this.
Yeah.
You never get time to sit and reflect.
Yeah.
You see, you never get time to sit and reflect on anything. So, me being me, when I got sent there, I was like, right, what can I do to make this time worthwhile? Because that's all that took off me. Yeah. Like, the club was really good by me, stuck by me. They made sure that my mortgage and my bills and everything were paid. So I had no stresses. Yeah. A little bit similar to what we're doing right now, where Kevin that I've been working tenfold and put things in place with the government to make sure that we're all right. So I was just like, well, if I'm going to be sat here, I'm not going to sit here feeling sorry for myself. Yeah. I'm going to do something. So I did like my GCSE maths that I popped off at school because I was always going to be a rugby player. Yeah. Like, this is what I'm going to be. That's what I'm doing. So I started to just start looking at things a little bit different than I'm just a rugby player, because at that moment in time, it could have been so different. It could have gone. It could have been taken away from me. Yeah. So I just started to look at like actually developing myself as a person, rather than I'm Chev Walker, the rugby player. And probably from that whole experience was that I were able to distance myself away from being a rugby player and actually concentrate on who I am. Yeah, and who you want to be. And I think that's what's a little bit what I'm getting a bit now, is that I'm reconnecting with being a husband and a dad again.
John's that, mate, and he's
John's
had a similar point, and I think there's a point for everyone. It is how you look at the situation, and we're stuck in the certain things that we can't do, but this is probably a perfect opportunity to slow down, develop what we want to do, see what we're doing good, what we're not doing bad, and this is probably a time to actually start working on that stuff.
100%. And it doesn't have to be all drastic or all big, but just having a minute just to sit and actually listen to your own thoughts.
Yeah, that's appreciate what you've actually got.
Yeah. And enjoy it. Enjoy it. Like, I'm listening to my kids, like actually listening to them instead of thinking, oh, I've got stuff I should be doing here.
Yeah.
Come on, get it out, spit it out. Like, come on,
rush it.
Yeah. And that's that trap in it of so how we live as grown-ups is obviously affecting the kids, because you're always going, come on, get it out, let's go, like next thing. So it's pretty nice just to be able to just chill. And,
I bet it is, mate, and I bet you're glad that you got your house all sorted to chill in, eh? Right, so obviously we're in prison, 20-year-old. You've been pretty fortunate with the club and stuff like that. And then there's obviously that moment. Is it the year back that you came back, that you won the GF 2004?
Well, biggest reflection was I got to watch on a Friday night. I had like a decent prison warden that used to come on a Friday night, and he used to like put where my jail cell was. I could see like their unit.
Yeah,
he used to put game on. And he put it right up. And he put the screen right up to tell it to thing. It was like, he wasn't a rugby league fan, but like I got on with him and I used to chat with him and stuff, and he knew the situation. So I used to put it on, and I remember Leeds getting beat by Wigan at Headingley, 2003, and that was the day I was went. Sorry, but I can't ever. I've let my teammates down, like, and the 2003. So everyone thinks 2004 was the year that he started.
Yeah,
it was like 2001 when Rob and everybody started making the debuts, Disco and everybody. A lot of credit goes to Tony Smith when really it should go to Powley, because Powley blooded some young kids and give everybody a crack. So it started to build some momentum. In 2003, we got beat by Wigan at Headingley, and it was like, I remember just sat there going, I ain't ever going to let them down again. Like, I can't do that. And I just started to up my training, like even when I were inside, like, so I started asking for permission if I could go and do extra running, if I could go do this and could do that. And then Tony Smith came to see me while I was in, and he was still the Huddersfield coach.
Oh, so was TS also? Did TS know he was going to be the Leeds coach?
He got the job, I think it was like just after that game. So they got beat by Wigan.
Yeah.
And the following couple of weeks, Tony came to visit, and he was like, "Oh, I'm your new coach. Like, I'm going to be coaching next year. I'm still at Huddersfield." And he had a right deep chat with me, and I was like, gee, I went, so my teammates have been beat by Wigan when they should have really won it. Yeah. And at that point, I thought, I could have probably contributed a little bit more. You know what I mean? When I'm sat watching it, and then Tony come to see me, and I just clicked with him straight away.
Yeah.
I'm like, if he's going to come out of his way to come and see me and reassure me that I'm all right, and he just wants me to keep working hard, well, what else can I do other than do that? So I just bought in straight away. So he had me, like I was straight in there. And Tony's got like something where players are like, he's too demanding, he's too this and he's too that, but he just wants you to be your best.
The best person on and off the field. I've been that of him, mate. And I came through under Tony, and I had him for probably 5 or 6 years, and I more or less grew up under Tony.
Yeah.
Like some of the most lessons in life that I learned were through Tony, not necessarily in rugby. But I agree with it.
And that's it. So, like, he came to see me and I clicked, and then that was it. And then by the time I got home, so I got released on the 12th of December. No, 15th of December. Yeah. And I played Boxing Day. I was like,
get me in.
Friendly. Put me on up to play Boxing Day. I was like, that's it, get me in. Yeah. And that was, so then we played. That year was probably my best year as a player, regardless of anything.
Yeah.
And we won it. That was it. That was the start of the dynasty at Leeds.
Any moments that season did you realise, you look back and you think, how good is this now for what I've been through over the last couple of years to actually, was it the grand final that year, or was you just enjoying week to week? Just the thought of actually being able to play because you sat in the cell not being able to play at one point.
Yeah. So grateful to be able to play. So grateful that I had a coach that cared about me, that wanted us all to do well. And the fact that we had the majority of the team playing each week, that we'd all come through in a 3-year gap in academy, were massive. But I think it was like the final whistle. Like that whole year was an enjoyable ride because you felt invincible. Like some weeks I'd forget who we were playing.
Yeah, just knowing that you'd rock up.
Because I know that we'd just go and do what we had to get done.
Yeah.
Because we trained hard and we knew what we were doing, and like Tony always made it about us, not them.
Yeah.
So it was a really enjoyable year. And I just remember the final whistle going, and I just ran off. I ran off into a corner, and I couldn't hold anything in. I couldn't think out. I couldn't process out. And Tony come and grab me. he come over, like, because I ran away, like literally ran away from everybody. How different is 12 months? And when Tony came over to me, I just kept saying to him, how different is 12 months? How different is it? And I got like grabbing hold of him. And it was, just really weird feeling. And then obviously my mum and dad had supported me all throughout that year and the time before it, being in jail and stuff, and never judged me. And I remember just getting my ring. I didn't even look at it. And I just went, that's yours, like. And I'm to this day never seen it. Not even looked at it. Not even looked at it. Because the year and the memory means more than the bit of jewelry, if you know what I mean. Like the whole build up and the thing following what had gone on. Yeah, it was just the memories of it.
What's it called? And I would imagine that when it comes that moment, like I said, we spoke quite a bit about gratitude and appreciating it. But some people can win a I remember speaking to Chev Walker when he's won one at, I think he was 17 or 18 was he, and he speaks now. He says, I didn't realise what I'd done or what I was involved in and stuff like that. Whereas to win it after the year that you've had and watching the difficulties that have been through will make you just realise how good this is and how fortunate I am to actually be a part of it.
Yeah, you know what as well, it probably done after that period, like I didn't really reflect on the grand final and stuff until I got invited back to a golden generation thing at Leeds, and it wasn't until then when you actually look and go, that was unbelievable. Like looking back at it, you know what I mean? Like, and again, I suppose it goes back to that thing of just always living in that moment, and I've got to do that, and I've got to do this, and I've got to do that. So when I decided to retire, it was probably then that you start reflecting and we're going, geez, that were good. I had a good career. That were a good point, and that were really good. But at that moment in time, it's always about like just do your best.
That's
just
it.
do your best. Just do your best.
That must be the hard thing for the fans, and like you said, for when I come off after a good game or whatever, and people say, "What was that like? What was that game like? Or how good must that?" And my family and stuff like that. But then they don't realise that you don't sit and watch and experience it like they do. It's just a job. Like you're doing your job. It's like, oh, I've done that now. What's my next job? And like you say, until you watch it back yourself on TV or watch a video back or go to a reunion or something, you don't realise how good things actually were. And people say you're so fortunate to do what you're doing, and they're right that you are. But you don't experience it like the fans experience it because you're focused.
That's kind of like my biggest message to the players. Obviously, coaching the academy and that now is that like trying to find that balance between not enjoying it too much that you get carried away, but actually enjoy them little bits, them little bits, and we'll, us as coaches, give you time to enjoy it. But then we'll put the foot down and say, right, we're off to work. Let's go do that. Instead of trying to program them to think, next job, I've got to do this right, I've got to do that right, I've got to do this, got to do right. It's like, think about what you have done right, and then the rest of it looks after itself a little bit.
Yeah. So after that, you moved then to rugby. 2006 that you moved to rugby union.
Yeah. 2000. Yeah.
How did that move about, and what do you think of it?
Rugby union.
Yeah.
You know what? Like I just got with Lauren, which is my wife and mother to my kids and stuff. And I could have gone to NRL. Melbourne was interested, Paramount was interested, and Gold Coast had come in. Gold Coast showed me a video of and made it look like a holiday pro. I can't go there. I can't go there. There's like average age is 35. There's nightclubs here. There's this and this. I can't go there. And I was really, really tempted to go to Melbourne, like really tempted, but I just got with Lauren, and I don't think it'd been the right thing to do at the time. But I'd seen Francis Cummins in 2004, actually. Like, do his cruciate. He was kind of getting pushed out the team a little bit by players that were coming through, and he could have gone to another club anyway for like a decent deal, like a lucrative deal. And because he'd been at Leeds that long, he was frightened to death of going and trying something new.
Yeah.
And it really struck a chord with me, and I was like, nah, I can't. I don't want to be that person. Like, I come through 16, so done everything that Franny had done.
Yeah.
Like, he was 16. He made his debut at 16. Played in Challenge Cups. Like, played for England.
Yeah.
And I just remember watching him, and I listened to every word that he used to say because I respected him. And I was like, he's frightened to death of going somewhere else, and he's going to retire because he didn't want to go anywhere else. And I was like, I don't want to fall into that trap. Yeah. So I was itching to go somewhere and do something different to try and look after my career longevity. Yeah. Like, people generally think that I went because I got offered more money, which you did. I obviously got rugby union as a rugby league player, signed central contracts and stuff. I got looked after. I got money, but it wasn't the be all and end all of anything.
It's a challenge as well.
Yeah, and it was more the fear of getting to say 28, 29 and being too scared to go anywhere else.
Yeah.
So I just took it, and at the time, looking back on my career, probably should have took the jump and gone to the NRL.
Yeah.
Like, should have done. Like, I had enough in my game and I had enough fight in me to go and do that. I went to rugby union. The challenge was good, but it wasn't for me. No, and it affected everything. Like, Mrs. ended up coming back up north. Yeah. I was training. I was like, what have I done? Like, what am I doing? So I stuck it out, and then I got injured. Like, we'd been on a long cycle. Like, I played Great Britain in 2004, had a 3-week gap, played 5, played all of those 6, went down to rugby union, played straight away because I wanted to get into it.
Yeah.
and then just started picking up like loads of injured. But I'd never been injured until that point.
Yeah, so it was a bit of a shock. And obviously, if Mrs. is aware, you're in a different place, playing a different game, injuries are then a lot more difficult.
The environment as well, it was just like there were a Monday club, there were a social club, Tuesday club, like non-playing group club. I was just like, is this really what happens? Is this what happens? And when Lauren had come back up north, I was just like out with lads, and they were like, this isn't what I'm about. Like, you go play well, you earn your beer, and you go out at weekends after you've played well. I didn't know whether they were playing well. Didn't know if they were playing me because they were paying me. First time I'd probably felt lost as a rugby player. Not lost as in like I didn't know what I was doing and I didn't have any control of what I was doing, but I was just like, I can't drive my bus. I can't drive my part of this journey. I don't know what I'm doing.
So then you came back to obviously OKR. I want to talk to you about the Bradford time because you was in the mix of it when the administration came in and they went bump and the £1 million games and stuff like that. So how difficult was that for you, and what was it like? Because obviously we've looked at your time in prison and isolation, how that's affected now. Well, there's a lot of danger of I won't say going in administration and stuff like that, but there's a lot of financial worry out there for a lot of people. And I would imagine how your isolation set you up for that.
Yeah,
your time at Bradford would set you up for the uncertainty that's coming for everyone. Really, it does. Everyone's in different situations, but at the moment, no one knows really whether they're going to be affected or not. Really, and I would imagine that set you up.
Yeah, that were a terrible time, as in like the uncertainty and not getting paid, and seeing lads struggle, which I felt a little bit fortunate because like I'd saved money, I'd done stuff like I'd been paid all right, so like I kind of looked after stuff. And my wife works hard, so it was never really a massive stress on the fact of not being paid because I was getting to do what I love. Two, I were able to like be myself and help people and support people, which is a massive part of me as a person. And then the challenge of it, I was like, it's not that bad. From what I've experienced before, it's not that bad. And be all and end all of it is that like, if I can wake up in the morning and I'm breathing, then I'm all right. I'm doing all right.
Sometimes the fear of the situation is worse than actually being in the situation.
Massively. So going back to that 14 months before jail, the fear was well worse than the actual time spent in there. So you're right. But the administration, it's really weird one. Like, I think if you Blythe and that, like everybody who were in Bradford at that time, the good thing about rugby league is that whenever we're in adversity, we all stick and we fight and we look after each other and we do the right thing by each other. Now, I don't know if there's any other workforces like that because I've never worked in any other. You know what I mean? But like, what we do as lads and as people and as fans and everything is that we look with Rob and everything that's gone on this year and Mossy and stuff. We're part of a really special game, right? Where people just look after each other. So if you've got that support and you've got people that are willing to do that for you, you've always going to have a bit of fight in you. So and when we went into the first administration at Bradford, the whole game got behind everybody, like behind the club. Like everyone started coming, started paying, like doing bits and bats. And it was like, it's not going to be that bad, this. We'll get through this. And then we got through it, and then another one comes, and then you're like, oh, we've been here before. So it becomes normality. But you know that you've got support, and that's the one positive and the one thing that I do love about the game, from being that 11-year-old kid to being this 37-year-old bloke, is that like people care. People care.
Obviously, that's where you retired. You retired at Bradford, and then you went into coaching there, didn't you? And you moved on to Leeds.
So started coaching when I was still playing. I had no interest in coaching. I wanted to be a nutritionist. Wanted to stay in sport. I'd been that injured and just trying to understand why my body was starting to break down, I went nutrition. So like, right, look after that bit, look after this bit. That can heal this, that can heal that. Just got into it, and that's what I'm going to do. And then Mick Potter says, "Mate, have you ever thought about coaching?" I was like, "Not really. No, I don't really want to do it." He says, "Oh, we'll work with the young kids." So I started doing a little bit of nutrition with the young kids, and then didn't really get into coaching. Didn't start dabbling in it, and then Jimmy Lowe's come. Jimmy Lowe's was like, "Look, I ain't got a contract for you, but I've got a contract if you want to coach."
Yeah.
So I had 18 months off, and I was thinking. And at the time, I just thought we had Lincoln and we were just on the way. And I was like, all right, go on then, I'll give it a go. And then I started doing it. I was like, oh, wow, yeah, I like this. And it wasn't because it was an opportunity to stay in the game, because I could have quite easily just disappeared and gone and got my head down and done something else. But yeah, just started coaching. I was like, got bitten by the same feeling as what I got as a player, as an 11-year-old kid. I got as a coach.
The two things that I want to talk to you about coaching is probably that you touched on now, the difference, because they're different coaching. I've done, like I said, I've dabbled in a tiny bit of it over the 10 years I've played when I was a bit younger, and I've done a bit now. And yeah, it's the same game, but it's the same feeling that you get, but you're doing a different thing. You're getting the enjoyment through someone else doing what you want them to do.
Yeah.
And just passing your knowledge on, really. What do you think the difference are between playing and coaching?
Well, playing, you have control and you're able to put your best foot forward and compete and manage.
Yeah.
For me, coaching is trying to teach players to find that love and keep in love with it. Now, there's loads of coaches that are really technical and like, well, we've got one ourselves with Rich.
Yeah.
Like, Rich is unbelievably technical, like, understands the game, watch the game, completely different to anybody else.
Yeah.
They're skills that I'm going to have to try and learn.
Yeah.
But what I have as a coach is that, like, I can connect with people, like, and I can get them to try and feel a bit better about themselves.
Yeah.
But without, like, you know what I mean, without trying to make it look nice for them. So I'm learning as a coach.
Yeah.
The difference, but it's for me the biggest thing is keeping them in tune with why.
And wanting to learn.
Develop and stuff like that. Why they do it, like,
because you get them 16-year-olds, and this is going on to the next bit that I want. I did a bit at Warrington scholarship, and I've done a tiny bit at Leeds scholarship, and I had to learn then, and that's what you've obviously moved now to the academy, and it's a different type of coaching. It's not about the results; it's about the development of the kids, because a 16-year-old could be the best 16-year-old in the world, but unless because I wasn't. When I look back at myself at 16, I wasn't. But what I did when I got through into that environment, I excelled. I learned, and I just so competitive that I wanted to be the best.
Yeah,
I wanted that I could be. So I just learned, and that's what I mean. That's what your job is now. I would imagine as a coach is to not coach them. They've got to have that competitive edge anyway. But you've just got to develop them and get them ready for that first team level to know. Because from amateur, you don't get taught that stuff.
No, you don't. No, you get thrown out, and if you're a good player, you get away with stuff.
Exactly.
It's so. I'm really thorough in what, like, if that's my job, like, I know that my job is to get them prepared to go and play for Rich in 3 years.
Yeah.
So, or to go and play for someone else and have an understanding of why and what. So that's my biggest thing, is that you're trying to teach them how to. Trying to teach them how to be good pros, but not lose that edge of why they're falling in love with it. And that's my philosophy behind it, is that, like, as long as you've got that love for it, you'll always find a way. You'll always find a way to get somewhere and do what you've got to do, and you'll reach your level.
Yeah, I think we've touched everything, mate, and it was class. And one of the big things that I'm enjoying about doing these is finding out people's stuff. Like, generally that, oh, that happened, this happened, but you don't actually know the details. And like you said, one thing of us actually slowing down and me having time now is to do this. And really enjoyed hearing your story and the take of, because if you look back at someone's story and you look, oh, someone, 20-year-olds had a scrap up town from prison, you wouldn't necessarily think that it would the case, you know what I mean? You something really a lot of the time, and I'm just glad that we've been able to have that chat and
and it's really enjoyable, Doug, to see you doing something like that you're thriving in. From you coming probably 18 months ago, 2 years ago to now, it's like
different geezer.
You've worked it. So it's for me, like, I can take this message from what you're doing right now and send that to these 16, 17-year-old kids that we've got in our academy, going like, no matter where you are now, you don't need to be like that then. Like, you just keep working, and it's like, you're doing a great job, mate. You're doing a great job.
Legend. Keep enjoying isolation then, mate. And cheers for that.
Cheers.